Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Thursday, July 9th, 2015, around 3:43 in the afternoon in Billerica, Massachusetts. Mix and sun and clouds today, somewhat humid in the 70s, maybe at risk of a shower today and tonight, maybe some downpours. Some news to report, sad news to report in Hollywood. Character actor Erwin Keyes passed away at the age of 63. He was on the Jeffersons. And Cleveland Cavaliers star player LeBron James signed a 2-year contract, but with an opt-out after season 1. He'll opt out again, and he'll get a bigger contract next year because of the new television contracts coming up in 2016, 2017. And that's about it on the news. My next subject is about the Billerica Memorial High School attendance policy for attending classes. And here it is. When I went to Billerica Memorial High School, they had a attendance policy for classes and stuff. If you missed so many classes, you automatically accumulated to get to be thrown out of that class, no matter if you had a passing grade and stuff like that. And here's the attendance policy at bmhs when I went there. Usually all classes met 5 days a week, so 5 credits, and some were had it like 2 or 3 days a week, and they were like maybe 2 or 3 credits, and they had like lesser attendance policies, or some were half-year courses, so that was 2.5. And if you were late to class, you would get a third of an absence and an optional teacher detention, unless if you were being detained by a staff member at Billerica Memorial High School, maybe going to a guidance counselor or the assistant principal for like trouble or something, or teacher just held you late. If there was a past present, the third of the absence was excused. And if you were 15 minutes late to a class, you got an absence. And if you were loitering and stuff or doing something else, you could expect a penalty for that, like a detention and stuff. And if you are late 15 minutes to a class and there's absence, and the teacher could write you up for cutting class and stuff like that. And when you were late to school, you immediately had to sign into your house assistant principal's office. And sometimes people would arrive at homeroom. They would have to sign in to school and go to homeroom. If they signed in later on in the day before 11 o'clock, then they would have to sign in at the house assistant principal office and go to the class they were scheduled to go to. Any class misses would be a absent and stuff like that. If you did not sign into school and you did not sign into school, you were attending school, you could get 4 office detentions. And if you were late, you got 5 lates per quarter, which was excessive. If you were late to school in BMHS, beginning with the sixth late, you would get an office detention. 6 through 9, you would get an office detention. 10 through 14, you would get 2 office detentions, and 15 and higher for a quarter, you would get 3 office detention. Now in the class, if it was a 5-credit course, if you got like 11 absences, was like a threshold before the 12th one would be a warning to your parents. They would send a slip home, and the assistant principal would call your parents up and warning your parents and yourself that excessive absenteeism will not be tolerated and stuff. And it says the impact of it could lead to you be accumulated out of that course. In a 5-credit course, 20 absences was the threshold. If you got 21, you were accumulated out of that class. you automatically flunked that class no matter if you were a straight A student. The students had a right to appeal to stay in that course. They would have to go to a appeals review board, and sometimes the appeals review board would want your, like, if you had absences because you had a court date or you had doctor's appointments or whatever, you have to get doctor's notes, court documents, etc., and bring it to the appeals board for the attendance stuff, and you would have a right for a hearing for that, and the hearing would decide your fate in that class. They would gather the information and stuff like that, and it would send it to the principal for final review, and you would stay in that class until the decision was rendered. If they excused the absences, you were fine. If they did not excuse those absences, you would be accumulated out of the class, automatically flunking you, and you would be put into a study hall for the remainder of the year. And if you accumulate out of the class, you do not have privileges to go to the library during your study hall period and stuff like that, or go somewhere else and stuff like that. And for classes that were 2.5 credits, it was half of that. So if it 21 after you got 11 absences, the 12th one you would be eliminated and stuff. And if it was 2 or 3 days a week, it was maybe 6 or 7 and stuff like that. And what did I think about this attendance policy? I had perfect attendance in BMHS, and my take on this attendance policy was, as far, in my opinion, it was to prepare the students for showing them how to be responsible in the world, because they were becoming adults and stuff, and they want them to be on time to school and don't miss their class and stuff like that, or don't be late to class and stuff like that, because if you're late or absent from work so many times, you're going to get written up warnings and stuff. And then if you're absent too much or late too much time to work, they'll terminate you. And this is like the equivalence to this. Instead of being terminated from school, you would be terminated from the class you were going to, automatically flunking you, and you would have to either repeat the course the next year or go to summer school and stuff like that. Some other school systems in Massachusetts have different policies. Some of them, if you're out X amount of days, no matter what subject you're taking, you automatically drop 1 letter grade in all your subjects. And if you're out maybe 30 days, which is unexcusable, you would have to repeat that grade unless if you go to summer school and that. So my take on, so this was for the students to be responsible for attending classes and stuff like that. And that's about it on the BMHS attendance policy. It's changed now, so instead of 21 absences before being eliminated in class, it's now 16 absences because they changed the schedule around now. And it's fewer in the other classes, I think 9 or 10. And that's about it on that. I'll be back with the third and final video blog of the night, which will be about former Match Game panelist and actress Elaine Joyce. And have a good day, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And like I always say, keep calm, and I'm a Julie Brennan guy, and Molly Rosenblunt of Fox 35 in Orlando, Florida rocks. And in the words of Sean Lucha, get out! Bye!